Tekken is one of my favorite fighting game franchises. It's right behind Mortal Kombat at number 2. Why number 2, you ask? Because fuck Tekken 7, that's why. I don't know about the majority of the casuals, but Tekken 7 was a disappointment for longtime fans of the series. Missing characters. Missing modes. Shitty story. Shitty servers. And downgraded customization. Haruta-san, we didn't wait 5 years for that bullshit. But I'm not here to bash on Tekken 7. Yet. But I am here to make a wish list for Tekken 8, so that it doesn't end up being a hot mess like Tekken 7. I'm gonna list off some things Tekken 8 needs to do, so that the series can be revived. And the first thing Tekken 8 needs to do is get rid of Street Fighter types of rage arts. When I first saw that Tekken 7 had super moves, I wasn't too fond of it. I thought it was just a gimmick, and was cheesy. But as time went on, I came to accept it. But what I haven't accepted, are the way they're done. I don't like the way Tekken 7 does rage arts. It's too much like Street Fighter, or some other 2D arcade fighting game. Rage arts cause the entire game to pause, and zoom in on a character, while they do a shitty pose. Then I have just a split second to do something to counter it. That's lame as fuck. The only characters that look right doing these moves, are the 2D guest characters like Akuma and Geese. If Tekken wants to do super moves, it needs to borrow the way Dead or Alive, or Mortal Kombat does theirs. I really like the way DOA and MK does their bullshit super moves. They don't slow down or pause the gameplay for some cheesy pose. And it all happens in real time while the fight is still going. It looks much better and feels more satisfying doing those in real time. Also, Tekken 7's rage arts all fucking suck. There was no creativity put into them at all, except Kuma and Lee. If you're gonna have shitty super moves in Tekken, at least make them fun to look at. The second thing Tekken 8 needs to do is have better character endings. Haruta, Bandai Namco, anybody, can you explain to me, what the fuck this is? Seriously, were the developers high when they made some of these endings, or just being lazy? I say both. It's bad enough arcade mode in Tekken 7 is a huge downgrade, and there's only 5 fights. And to top that all off, there's no ending. Instead you have to play a little side story fight. And after one single fight, you get a cutscene for that character. The cutscene is in-game, and not CGI. And all of them are about 1 minute long. And to me, that's about 1 minute, too long. These endings are a fucking disgrace. I believe most of these are not canon, since most of them clash with each other's story. But it's not like these developers care about Tekken's canon or lore anyways. Just look at these endings. There's some people that have waited years since Tekken 6 to see what their favorite character is up to, or how their story continues. And instead, you get this. Tekken 8 can improve the endings, by actually giving a fuck. And the next thing Tekken 8 needs to do is bring back the content. Tekken 7 is like a barren wasteland in terms of content. Especially compared to previous installments, Tekken 7 is literally inferior to every Tekken except the first in terms of content. The offline modes only include a downgraded arcade mode, a linear ghost battle with generic modifiers, and a basic practice mode. That's it, that's all we get. Come the fuck on, Bandai Namco. As for customization, it also has been downgraded, with less options than Tekken 6 and Tag 2. Other modes include a pointless theater mode, a shitty VR mode, and a jukebox mode, which is actually pretty cool. Oh, and we also got Tekken Bowling for paid DLC, even though I'm pretty sure they just cut that out, and made us pay for it anyways. With online, we get ranked and player match, along with a tournament mode. Which is fine, but I know how they could improve all of this. First, they need to give us the ability to customize arcade mode, let us choose how many fights we want to have in arcade mode. And not just 5 fights, I'm talking a Shao Kahn Mortal Kombat ladder, with like 100 fights, and Kizoya on top of that bitch. Bring back Ghost Battle, you can keep the treasure battle modifiers, but implement those into Ghost Battle. Bring back all the former modes like Team Battle, Survival, Time Attack, all that bullshit. I don't know why those were taken out to begin with. And let us customize those modes too. Also, just put Tekken Bowl, Tekken Ball, and Tekken Force all in the game. You can even use those in online tournaments. When someone gets eliminated from a tournament online, allow them to either spectate or play one of those mini games, along with other people that got eliminated. And lastly, Improve the customization. The customization in Tekken 7 is a fucking joke. There's way less items compared to other Tekkens and even the arcade version of Tekken 7. And the only unique items are goofy shit like pizza backpacks, and stupid bubblegum, kawaii bullshit. And make the items either more expensive or lower the rate in which we earn fight money. Because most of us are ballin' with fight money in Tekken 7 right now. The next thing Tekken 8 needs to do is improve the graphics and character models. Tekken 7's graphics and aesthetics really do disgust me. I know Tekken 7 came out in arcades almost 4 years ago, but these graphics were outdated the day this game got released on console. Also, what is up with these character models? Take martial law for example. Law is supposed to be a nimble fighter, who is based off of Bruce Lee. Well then, can somebody explain to me why this motherfucker looks like a pro wrestler? Ever since Tekken 6, the male characters have been shooting more needles up their asses than ever. And it's just not right. I miss the realistic look these characters used to have. I believe this is another dumb Haruta change. And it's not just the males, the females have some problems too. They're not as bad as the guys, but they all look like Barbie dolls, except for Nina. But they still look okay. Take Xiao Yu for example. People really did not like her face in Tekken 3. But I thought it represented her well. She is supposed to be Chinese. Well then, I want her to look fucking Chinese. And that's one thing Tekken 7 has done right. Some of the characters still look like their nationality. Xiao Yu still looks Chinese. King still looks Mexican. And Leo still looks like a dyke. I know I just made you weebs mad, when I said that. But I don't care. It's the truth, Leo is a dyke. Also, what is up with the skin texturing in Tekken 7? Why does everyone look like they've been bathing in bacon grease? It looks disgusting, I tell you. And lastly, the most important thing Tekken 8 needs to do right is support the damn game. Tekken 7 has been out for almost a year now, and we've only received 2 DLC characters, and a ripped game mode, for a $25 season pass. Plus, the 2 DLC characters aren't even from Tekken. And they don't have endings, or any good customization. Tekken 7's DLC practices are a fucking disgrace. Especially when you compare it to other fighting games, like Injustice 2. Injustice 2 has been out for about the same time as Tekken 7, and has 9 DLC characters. And most of those were characters the fans asked for. Just look at Tekken 7's DLC reviews on Steam, nobody likes this bullshit. People have been asking for legacy characters to return. And haven't gotten shit. People have been asking for story DLC. And haven't gotten shit. People have been asking for more customization and modes. And haven't gotten shit. People have been asking for better connection. And haven't gotten shit. That's why I'm calling this video, 5 things Tekken 8 needs to do and not 5 things Tekken 7 needs to do. Because it's obvious, Bandai doesn't give a damn about this game anymore, unless it's arcades or the competitive scene. Haruta-san even went as far to say he won't add legacy characters because of usage data, or some shit like that. Haruta-san, we don't give a fuck about usage data. Stop treating Tekken as an esport first, and a video game second. You could learn something from Ed Boon and his greedy eyebrows. He doesn't give a shit about what some MLG douchebag at EVO thinks about his games. That's why they continue to sell so well. Tekken 7 sold well too, but that's because the hardcore fan base came out to support it. But after Tekken 7's shitty launch, many of them won't be so quick to buy Tekken 8 day 1, when it comes out in 2028. Who am I kidding, I'll buy that shit day 1 regardless. Well, that's my video. I hope it wasn't too boring and long. Tekken 7 isn't a bad game at all, it has great controls, and is fun as hell to play. But everything else surrounding it is lackluster. But what do you think Tekken 8 needs to bring this franchise back to its glory? Are you satisfied with Tekken 7? Do you want a season 2 of DLC? Tell me in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, thanks for watching.